So I'll share with you the type 5 of the Eigen type of questions that exams will come out. So I would assume that you are already professional in finding eigenvalues, eigenvectors, and in fact professional in all the previous four types that I've mentioned earlier. So now I'll just share with you the fifth type, which is something. Okay, I'll just continue first. So assuming you have eigenvalues, a matrix, okay, a matrix of this form, a matrix of this form over here, okay. So 1 0 1 0 2 0 and 1 0 3, okay. And then if I were to go to here, alright, the results. These are my fellow eigenvalues, alright. Eigenvalues, and the corresponding eigenvalue vector for this value, okay, which is eigenvalue 2, the corresponding which is actually 0 1 0. So I'm gonna show you how do we get 0 1 0 in this weird sort of vector systems. Alright, so let's zoom out and continue. To start off, this is the exact matrix that I've shown you earlier just now, and using this one, if you remember this equation, the Holy equation for anything for eigens, I'll just do up. So the first step is to identify your equations you should memorize. The second step is to use what I've told you earlier, lambda minus 1, lambda minus 2, lambda minus 3. Evaluate all the diagonal lambdas first, and then thirdly change the signs from 1 to minus 1, and then from positive to negative lah, okay. I assume that you understand what I've meant. If you don't, just because I'm just taking this minus away a, so something minus a, something minus this, something minus 1 is equals to minus 1, right? 0 minus 1 is equals to minus 1. This is exactly what I'm talking about, but still, because I assume that you know already, you are professional in that, okay, I'm not going to deal with it. If you don't, then you just go back to type 1 or type 2 videos on that. Okay, allow me to continue. So I'll just work on where my lambda is equals to 2, right? That's what I've said earlier, mentioned, when my lambda is equals to 2. I'm going to prove to you that it's 0 1 0. Later you'll know why this is somewhat special from typical questions that I've wondered. Alright, so let's continue. When I sub it in, I'll have 1, because this is now 2, this is 2, this is 2. So I have 2, minus 1 is 1, 0, minus 1, 0, then 2 minus 2 is 0, and then this is 0, minus 1, 0, 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Ta-da! When you have a column and a row that is totally 0 after you do up your stuffs, okay, when you do up all these things and then eventually you get this, you know this is one type of questions that they want you to know. Okay, so yeah, so how do we solve this? This thing is inconsistent with this at all, right? They are totally inconsistent. Or perhaps you can also add them up together. You can solve for them. Since they are not equal to each other, right? This row is not equal to this row. You can take this and add up with this. So if you do that, okay, row 1 plus row 3, I have 1 0 minus 1. And I have 0 0 and minus 2 equals to 0. So if this is 0, then this should be equals to 0, right? Because I think you get what I mean, because if minus 2z is equals to 0, z is equals to 0, and if this is equals to 0, then this should be equals to 0 for this is equals to 0. So I think you get what I mean. If you don't get what I mean, click back a few seconds ago and then replay. Okay, I'm not gonna repeat. Thank you very much. So to continue, we will know that the eigenvector simply for x is equals to 0, z is equals to 0 already. As for y, because there is nothing to describe y, in this case we can just simply write y is equals to 1, some number. Y can be anything. Y can be 0, can be 1, can be infinity, can be minus infinity, can be a fraction, can be a decimal, can be almost anything. Alright, so in this case I will just simply write y is equals to 1 for simplicity's sake. Alright, this is just the method of, because there is nothing to describe y, you just write it as 1, that's all. So in this case I have 0, 1, 0, and this shows the answer for your eigenvector as the. Alright, so I hope that this is very clear for you, and yeah, so I think this is the last type, and I'm just gonna share with you some cheat codes in the next video. I shall see you there.